Now 10 minutes I'll spend about the SSB as a whole. Now the first part is that there are some myths and there are some realities. One myth is that you are judged from the time you land up at the railway station, isn't it? Many a times people say that you are under observation right from the time you land up at the. May not be. It's a myth. Nobody judges you. But how do you prepare for it? That these are the times, the moment you land up, when I am dealing with him, he is judging me, I am judging him. After some time, our body chemistry meets and लगता है यार ये हमारा दोस्त बन सकता है. But at the same time, even among friends, you developed a kind of a healthy respect for your friends. That यार ये चीज़ जो है ये गेम्स में बहुत अच्छा है, नहीं फलाना ये लड़की पढ़ने में बहुत तेज़ है. तो when you are making friends, we know the strength of each other. These things help you in command tasks, these things help you in screening, these things help you in planning, these things help you in group discussions. These are things, if you have so that friendly disposition of a person helps her or him improving. So that is how this testing and all those things right from beginning, that is important. Second thing is that when IO starts asking questions, he says, which place are you from? How do you like this place? Somebody had gone to Kapurthala. What is so famous about Kapurthala? You are coming from Lucknow. What is so famous about Lucknow? So if you don't know the place you are coming from, the place you are going to, then that means you lack observation. So you must know these things also. Now screening is a test of imagination. Imagination linked with sequencing, sequential logical thinking. Many times what happens that you are made to practice here say 15, 20 stories or something, picture perception, and then thereafter you force fit that story into what you see. Never do that. On the contrary, develop this capability based on the qualities which I have just mentioned, that because picture would always be, by design it is blurred, so that she can have her perception, this boy can have his perception, and somebody else may have the third perception. Now, it is not important what perception you have, how logically, sequentially you develop that perception into a story. That is important. In that, all these qualities, not being negative and all those things, positive thinking, determination, sincerity, all those things should somehow get fitted into it. Not by words, but by action. So therefore, learn this habit. Second part of that, first you have made the story. Second, how do you sell that story? That is where that articulation comes. That can you convey your story in a manner which others can understand? If you can't convey, then if you keep quiet, then how will I know unless you tell me? Nobody has time. Although on an average there are 3 chaps sitting behind. In SSB you must have seen, all those who must have gone through screening, there are 3 evaluators are sitting behind and they are noting down points. And at the end of it they have discussion among themselves and then they decide that yeah ये लड़के ठीक है, ये लड़के ठीक है यार. So you must have seen many of those who speak loudest are rejected because they may be having articulation but the thinking may not be logical. The story which they had developed is not logical. They have force fit the story, tried to force fit that story which they have learnt in Centurion Defence Academy. So therefore, try to develop that capability. and then only you will be through screening. The second part in this case, and that is where the friendship counts. If somebody asks you, अच्छा हाँ भाई ये बिल्कुल चुपचाप बैठा हुआ है, या number so and so, what are your views? That is one. Second is you develop a smart technique that when everyone is doing shouting and suddenly say, pay attention, and that is your individual style, that if you can develop that style, that you can make others listen to you. I have got a suggestion. What you all are thinking, I think little differently. Something very, very extraordinary you will have to say it so that others start listening to you, and then you give your story. That's important. Second is, as far as GTO's tests are concerned, all tests are such where your group dynamics counts, all tests are such where your innovativeness counts, all tests are such where how do you impress each other, all tests are such that command tasks and all those things where how many times you are called, that shows your popularity, right? Say I asked that picnic, so in a planning exercise, how will you go about it? Planning exercises. So those are the kind of things which are important. As far as side tests are concerned, many a times you have to learn that art of positivity, not at the cost of negativity. Many times they create stories on something that just to make the protagonist look very, very strong, that when he was young he lost his mother and father and then now on his own he is coming up. And that's not positivity. That is positivity or negativity. So nobody appreciates that. No psychologist will appreciate that. Positivity is a congenial, harmonious environment. Now the last point is about IO's test. Firstly, you got to have concentration, capability to remain concentrated for 40 minutes, because interview normally lasts for about say 30 to 40 minutes. So therefore, that you should have adequate physical fitness where you can last, otherwise people start losing concentration. The questions would be about your family, questions will be about your school life, questions will be about your teachers, question about your friends, question about your capability to organize. So all these things in 2-3 major questions, and there will be 3-4 parts in that. So learn to that it's seen that is someone who is from a background of a say loners are not accepted in army. So if you are from a family which is a harmonious environment, if you are in school you have many friends, if you play games which are troops related, say group games, then you are that helps you to improve, right? So therefore family, the environment does count. Same way school environment does count. Teachers, when you are asked to analyze that analytical capability, कि भाई teacher अच्छा लगता है बुरा लगता है, क्यों अच्छा बुरा लगता है, या if you have improved your from 10 to 12th marks, why you improved, and if you have not improved, why you have gone down, the reason for it. So that self-critique and capability, self-critique and analysis do you have, that's another thing. Then some questions about relevant topics. Say I say okay, right from top to bottom Indian name 8 states. If you have, unless you have a map of India in your mind, you can't say. You say Jammu and Kashmir and then you go to Tamil Nadu, फिर गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, भूल जाओगे. So if you have a map, okay, Union Territory, Ladakh, J&K, Chandigarh, that sequencing you are doing, Delhi, then you will not go wrong. So that is how. So but you must have relevant. So if you keep reading, my advice to you all would be that do not go by only YouTubes. YouTube information many a times is not current. YouTube information, it is more important is read daily newspaper, make a diary, say Ukraine-Russia issue. What happened yesterday, you noted down. What happened today, you noted down. You checked up in Wikipedia and that what is the Budapest Accord, what was the Minsk 1, what was Minsk 2, what is the Normandy format, what did the James Baker say, what is the NATO, what is the, all those things you have noted down. After 1 week, you compressed it into half a page. So you learn, there are two qualities which are very important: brevity and substantiality. You should not be verbose, that बोले जा रहे हो. कुछ लोगों की आदत होती है एक ही चीज़ को बताने के लिए उनको 10 मिनट लग जाते हैं. Whereas brevity is the essential part of, they say a very famous quote, that there are 3-4 good quotes which I will tell you. The brevity is that, like for men, it is like a girl's skirt. It should be long enough to make it look decent, but short enough to make it look attractive. So that is the brevity. And substantiality is that can you content wise, do you miss out? So that is the capability of seeing the larger picture which I mentioned, that you don't miss out things. Similarly, opportunity knocks only once at your door. If you open the door, she is yours. Otherwise, she goes to the next door. Opportunity. So said Napoleon. Now, how does it help in SSB? If your friend says, okay, number 7, what is your view? अब नंबर 7 अगर उस वक्त सो रहा है तो फिर तो क्या करोगे? फिर तो नंबर 7 से वो 17 पे चला गया, खत्म हो गई बात. So you should be ready to grab that opportunity. And success comes to those who grab the opportunity.
सुनिश्चित करें ऑफिसर काडर में भर्ती और तन पे वर्दी टीम सेंचुरियन के साथ. अपने एसएसबी इंटरव्यू की तैयारी करें भारत के सर्वाधिक सिलेक्शन देने वाले एसएसबी कोचिंग संस्थान सेंचुरियन डिफेंस एकेडमी के साथ. पाएं OIR, PPNDT, साइकोलॉजी, GTO, पर्सनल इंटरव्यू, CPSS, कॉन्फ्रेंस का कंप्लीट गाइडेंस. New batch starts every Monday. Just call 97959 77776.